The dragons among us. It all started on a day like any other, but I wandered a bit further into the sea caves than usual. In the damp dark, between the stalagmites, I saw it. At first, I thought it was just a strange stone, worn smooth by the tide. But when I touched it, I felt a pulse, a warmth, the warmth of something alive. It felt impossible, like a fairy tale that grown-ups aren't supposed to believe in, but it was there, in my hands. I brought it home. Carefully, as if I were holding a shard of glass, I built an incubator, a simple heat lamp, warm sand, and a weight that felt like an eternity. My friends just shook their heads, but I knew under that shell a heart was beating. Hatching one night, the silence broke, a tiny crack. Then another. It was like the birth of a star. First, a small jet black paw pushed through. A night fury. I named him Midnight before he even fully emerged. But I wasn't ready for what came next. It wasn't just one egg. From the same shell, like a mirror image, a second one scrambled out. Blindingly white, shimmering. A light fury. My Iskra. And then, like a comet, the third arrived. Vibrant, turquoise, with a crown of deadly spikes. Azura. 3 tiny miracles. 3 legends that had just become a reality in my living room. Domestic chaos. Living with 3 dragon hatchlings. Let's just say it isn't for the faint of heart. At first, they were so helpless. I fed them with a dropper while they tumbled clumsily across the rug. Midnight loved sleeping in my sneakers, and Iskra would bask under the desk lamp. But they grew fast. Too fast. What started as cute soon turned into total anarchy. Have you ever tried to scrub burnt marshmallow off wallpaper after someone sneezed plasma? I don't recommend it. My old sofa became their favorite scratching post. And when they started learning to fly, well, the living room chandelier didn't stand a chance. It was a mad, messy, beautiful time. Urban legends. The house became too small. The sky was calling them. We started going out at night, hidden by the fog. Their first clumsy wing beats, and suddenly they were soaring over the woods like shadows. Midnight dissolved into the night. Iskra glowed in the clouds, and Azura would dive with a screech. But hiding them was getting harder. Rumors started spreading. Urban legends, people said, but others saw more. I remember Midnight teasing me on the highway, flying inches from the car window. Or Iskra, testing her mirage camouflage and nearly causing a pile-up in the city center. Then came the incident with the shopping carts. That wasn't funny anymore. Their games were becoming a risk to the world around them. Our roof was literally buckling under their weight. I realized we couldn't stay. Not here. Mastery and the wild. It was time to commit. I built the first saddle. Hours of leatherwork and metal, sweat and grease. Midnight huffed at it at first, but when I finally climbed onto his back, we became one. That feeling, the power of those wings beating beneath you, the wind tearing at your face, it's impossible to describe. We trained, deep in the canyons where no one could see. Azura learned precision. Her magnesium spikes could split a stone from a mile away. Iskra mastered the clouds. We flew through storms, breaking through the mist at 5,000 feet. They weren't pets anymore. They were masters of the sky, fierce, proud, free. The trial of fire. We moved to the old farm. A massive barn became their sanctuary. It was supposed to be peaceful until the sky turned yellow. The wind brought the smell of ash, wildfires, and they were coming straight for the valley. We couldn't run. I saw the fear in the eyes of the people whose homes were being swallowed by the flames. I looked at the dragons. We had no choice. This was their first real mission. It was hell on earth. Heat, smoke, the roar of the inferno. Midnight used vacuum blasts to choke the flames. Azura burned magnesium fire breaks to stop the spread. And Iskra, she became a living shield of ice and mist over the hikers we were rescuing. In a collapsing house, Midnight shielded a child with his own wings. Azura lifted rescue baskets through the thickest smoke. We worked at the absolute limit. We fought for every home, for every life. And we won. The legend remains. The morning after was silent. The fire retreated, leaving only ash and ghost white smoke. They stood on the ridge, Midnight, Iskra, and Azura, exhausted, covered in soot, but they had saved us. Azura kept her scar, a permanent badge of her power. The townspeople, they didn't fear them anymore. That afternoon, they brought Midnight a fresh tuna on a wooden platter. Not as a beast, but as a hero. Many years have passed. Now, on my kitchen shelf, I keep a roll of their old, shed claws. And at night, when the world is quiet, I sometimes see two familiar shadows crossing the face of the moon. They went back to the wild. I closed the old album. Our story together is over. No, I know the legend of the dragons among us. It's only just beginning.